We're now going to hear Thomas Drake. Thomas Drake is a former senior executive at the National Security Agency, where he blew the whistle on massive multi-billion-dollar fraud, waste, and widespread violations of the rights of citizens through secret programs for surveillance after 9/11. Thomas Drake.
You know, in a societal panopticon, the goal is to eliminate all privacy. On my lapel, I wear a Q. I've been wearing it for a number of years now. I first started wearing it during the months right prior to when I was scheduled to go to public trial after the government indicted me on 10 felony counts, including 5 under the Espionage Act, for committing the truth. This Q stands for question everything, especially authority. And especially when that authority is abused. You see in front of you a number of whistleblowers, going all the way back to the Vietnam era with Daniel Ellsberg, and all the way forward to the post-9/11 national security state. We're the canaries in the constitutional coal mine. We're the ones that are speaking truth to enough power, and they don't like it. You see, the government is in the unamendment business. The Constitution stands in the way of their objectives, the secret side of government. And after 9/11, when I was confronted with the stark reality that we had opened up Pandora's box, the phrase that I continue to hear, which you don't understand, Mr. Drake, we live in exigent conditions. Emergency means and measures are necessary. The government had failed to protect the nation. Almost 3,000 people were murdered, including hundreds of foreign nationals. And so the government chose in the deep secrecy to unchain itself from the Constitution. And what I was confronted by was not just the wheels had come off our constitutional republic, but the government was now in an entirely different vehicle, a vehicle I did not recognize, an alien form of government, a form of government to which I had taken an oath not to defend. My oath is to support and defend a constitutional government. And so the government licensed unto itself in secret an extraordinary series of surveillance programs, literally granting NSA the power to turn itself on ourselves. And in doing so, as this rapidly metastasized over the intervening years, it militarized this space. And just parenthetically insert here, people forget that NSA was never brought into existence by legislation. It was literally created with a stroke of a secret presidential pen in 1952, a military intelligence agency, militarizing the space we live in. What was the legal basis for this extraordinary mass surveillance program? At NSA, known as Stellar Wind. At the White House, known as the President's Surveillance Program, otherwise known as the program. Something I heard and learned about and found out about within days after 9/11. The legal basis, for those who will recall a recent debate between General Michael V. Hayden, retired, former CIA and NSA director, and Judge Napolitano at CPAC, that the legal basis for this program, quote, unquote, raw executive authority. But hey, catch-22, Joseph Heller, we have the power now. Who's going to stop us? I would refer you to a book written by Andrew Wallace Hadrill, The Imperial Court in the Augustine Empire. Quote, moreover, under the empire, the secrets of power, the arcana imperii, were to be untrammeled by rules, and that the law of silence prohibited any public discussion of matters of state. You see, I'm the only person in relationship to the surveillance programs, the mass surveillance programs. Petri dish was the United States and exported on an extraordinary scale overseas, including entire countries, targeting everything. The mantra was to collect it all. But see, I'm the only person in relationship to those mass surveillance programs that was criminally investigated, secretly charged, prosecuted, indicted, convicted, and sentenced. None of the people who authorized the programs, up to and including President Bush, on 4 October 2001, we still haven't seen that memo, none of the people implementing the programs, nor was Director Hayden or anybody else held accountable. The only persons were held accountable were those who dared hold up the mirror regarding the unconstitutionality of the mass surveillance programs as it was unleashed in the deepest of secrecy. All I know in terms of the oath I took 4 times to support and defend is that the first 3 words of the extraordinary preamble of the Constitution say, "We the people." It doesn't say "we the secret state," it doesn't say "we NSA," it doesn't say "we the president." It says "we the people" in order to form a more perfect union. But to be truly sovereign, people need information. And what the government is in the business now is controlling the information regarding its own activities, because controlling it is power. And if you have secret power, you want to hold on to that power. So no one dare expose you. And if so, we will criminalize you even when you expose government criminal conduct and activities. And so in summary, where I'm throwing my weight right now, recognizing that one avenue is the legislative avenue, that extraordinary branch is supposed to work in the Constitution, in which legislation actually turns into law. And so I'm throwing my weight behind H.R. 1466, the Surveillance State Repeal Act. I look forward to your questions.